Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover. For instance, Eminem just announced a Steve Berman exclusive of the death of Slim Shady that is up for sale in the United States right now.
Hello?
Hey Steve, what up, man? Just checking in, how we looking?
Oh, how nice to hear from you. Aren't you supposed to be dead?
I mean, it's just an album, man. It's not like...
I don't fucking care. I told you not to rap about homosexuals and Vicodins, and you shot me. Now you're rapping about little people and quadriplegics. How the hell am I supposed to sell this shit?
Man, here we go again, huh?
Let me get to the point. How the fuck are you gonna put out another album without me on it?
Alright, man. Whatever, I'll fix it.
Fix it now!
And today we have more, as Nicki Minaj recently reacted to the latest album from Eminem, and she reportedly played Toby on her channel on Stationhead. And we'll get to more on this in a bit, as some of her fans use this to throw some shade at Megan Thee Stallion. Today we also have more on the critical reception so far from quote professional critics, and Eminem associate Mr. Porter went to town on the reviewer from Pitchfork, pretty much exposing him and why he was not qualified to be reviewing any hip-hop album, let alone an album like this from Eminem, and we'll expand on this in a bit. And today we also have one that came out of left field that sparked heated debates when some lyrics on Big Sean's latest freestyle were taken as Big Sean dissing Kendrick Lamar. And while some key parties have already stepped in to clear the air, some fans aren't buying it and see it as damage control. And we'll get to this at the latter part of the video, as it seems the people are hungry for another beef. And to be fair, as you'd see, it makes sense that some people thought he was dissing Kendrick at first, and we'll get to this later. And we also have more that we'll explore at the end of the video that adds to the list of receipts that explain why Eminem and 50 Cent remain so popular around the world. And if you recall, there was a death of Slim Shady pop-up announced for London, and we got some clips from the London pop-up. Check this out, that surfaced on Reddit. So starting with the latest on Eminem's new album, Spotify decided to give us a sneak peek to how it is going so far this week, when they shared the mid-week report for global Spotify that showed Eminem at the top for album debuts, also at the top for song debuts, where Eminem occupied the entire top 10, and it was pretty much the same as it was globally for the United States. And this sparked reactions like, Eminem turned the charts into his track list, so pretty much the same thing he did to the Genius chart when he occupied the entire top 20. And we got a couple of hip-hop media personalities speaking out about the album, from Bootleg Kev, for instance. I don't care what nobody says, the new Eminem album is crazy, fire emojis. And we got more from hip-hop media personality and media exec Elliot Wilson. The death of Slim Shady is M's best album since Recovery. And this man even dropped his list, my favorite M albums, MMLP, The Eminem Show, Encore, Slim Shady LP, Recovery, and Death of Slim Shady. Certainly a quite unique list, to be honest. He is probably the first person with some visibility that I've seen rank Encore as Eminem's third best album. And speaking on third best, Stevie Knight believes the death of Slim Shady is top 3. Check it out. Eminem Show, MMLP, Death of Slim Shady. Top 3 Eminem albums of all time, no specific order. And Frederick will probably agree with this since he tweeted a few hours ago, Eminem's bars on Death of Slim Shady might be his finest of all time in my opinion. And before we get to Nicki Minaj giving props to Eminem, Pitchfork's review trashing Eminem's latest album hit Mr. Porter's radar, and he didn't hold back. He went off in the comment section on IG. Check it out. Someone sent me their trash review. These people claim to be the most trusted in music reviews. How? The guy that you choose to review the album makes ambient music. His name is Gardner on Bandcamp, meaning he makes music that you meditate to. How are you the most trusted source of music and you choose a guy that can't stand hearing a snare on a song to review an album? These are probably the worst people in the world to have talk about music. They are connected to Vanity Fair and Vogue, both who know nothing about hip-hop at all. I don't normally rant. I don't care. When people don't like something, it is natural. But Pitchfork shouldn't be commenting on anything masculine. You are geared towards all things soft and androgynous. You are also owned by the same company that owns Vanity Fair and Vogue. Y'all not hip-hop. Fans gotta be smarter than listen to some of these people's opinions. You can't go to a car lot to buy a boat. And his take blew up on social media platforms that sparked reactions like, it is just like no offense intended to them when I saw hip-hop people giving their reviews of Andre's Flute album. It made no sense for them to do that. The conclusions they arrive at were interesting and guaranteed 90% based their opinion of him and not flute acumen. But this is expected since we are in the era where people think because they are popular or hold positions of quote authority, then that makes them expert in everything. This is similar to when Candace Owens reacted to Eminem's lyrics when she even ignored the quotation marks and everything in the lyrics and tried to critique the bars that she certainly didn't understand, all while sprinkling lies about how Eminem is trying to start a beef with her. And yes, we can't forget the utmost roast of calling Eminem gay after she read the lyrics about Eminem trying to smash. And back on topic, some have added, for real, most just have an agenda to push. Like, why the F will you review a genre you don't even specialize in or don't really like? Of course, it'll be negative, and music is even subjective, but I just believe they all had an agenda to push. Good thing we don't care about reviews. And this is all a sign of a dying industry, since music reviews today aren't worth a damn because they've lost their purpose. And if you don't know, the whole point of reviews was that before the digital era, albums cost like $20. So back then, reviewers gave listeners an idea of what to expect on an album, and sometimes they even made recommendations based on taste. Today, everyone, including the reviewer, gets to hear the album at the same time. All you gotta do is log on Spotify midnight and you get to decide for yourself. And if it's worth it, you can decide to buy the music after to support the artist. Suffice to say, the digital age took a dump on quote professional critics. Perhaps this is why they hate everything that isn't backed by the overlords, if you know what I mean. Cause notice how the plants always seem to get stellar reviews. And moving on, Nicki Minaj briefly spoke about Eminem on Station Head a few hours ago. Check it out. Nicki Minaj praises Eminem and his trajectory as an artist via Station Head. He's a legend. He's an MC everyone knows. Congratulations to him for selling a bunch of albums.
MCs aspire and have aspired to be like, in terms of commercial success, but also your peers knowing that you're not to be fucked with. And I want to make sure I say this. And first, and that was first, and secondly, congratulations to him for selling a bunch of motherfucking albums. Okay? Again. Okay. So it's definitely being able to be done. So I just love to see the greats keep inspiring people like me who sometimes lose faith in this thing, you know?
And some Nicki Minaj fans are using this to take shots at Megan Thee Stallion and her fans based on how the fans reacted to lyrics on Houdini. Notice how she didn't get hurt at this name drop and understood a legend was just rapping. And some took it further. I wonder what she thought of him wanting her and Megan to scissor.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And moving on, while acts like Nori are calling for a ceasefire, I predict Kendrick and Drake squash it and eventually make one of the greatest hip-hop records of all time.
You serious?
Academics, on the other hand, is getting blasted for being an instigator when he shared this snippet of Big Sean's freestyle and claimed he was dissing Kendrick Lamar. Check it out.
Talk about how all of y'all take it. I laugh at the fact that they calling y'all the greatest. I'm set, it's on, we solidify. You niggas talking about you run your city, that shit gentrify. You having an identity crisis, how you identify? B.I.G. you minimize, I'm him, I've been that guy. They gon' have to hold it down until I'm really in the sky. Like an unidentified. Really?
Hold up, I don't think y'all.
And all hell broke loose as users started going back and forth before clarification came in. Bro already said he doesn't smoke. Laughing emoji. Big Sean is doing some big sneak dissing. You already got cooked 10 years ago on your own track. Big sneak. While in his corner, some expanded. I mean, to be fair, Big Sean should definitely be in the conversation. I think it makes sense for him to come and remind MFers he's a problem too. However, when this was on, we got clarification from Kendrick's associate DJ Head, who revealed, I talked to Sean. The bar was, I got better things to do than find someone to beef with, and it was not for that. Bar was directed at a different Gemini. Suffice to say, he's insinuating that Big Sean was dissing Kanye. However, DJ Head's clarification has sparked split reactions, as some believe he's doing damage control. We don't believe you. We need more people, lol. He was trying to get back at that. And more on this note, you can't say that ain't anything there. That's definitely a competitive shot. However, some users are now quoting lyrics from Big Sean's last album from the song Deep Reverence. When Big Sean rapped, after what happened to Nipsey, I reached out to Kendrick. It wasn't even no real issues there to begin with. Lack of communication and wrong information. And some have chalked this down to hip-hop fans just being hungry for more drama. Too many people just want to throw Big Sean into the beef without even realizing he has no hate towards Kendrick. He didn't even diss Kendrick either, but people just take it at face value. And moving on, we have another one to add to the list of receipts that explain why Eminem and 50 Cent remain so popular around the world. And we got to hear from the Euros young player of the tournament who spoke on the music he listens to. And check it out, especially at the end.
Utilizo siempre para ir al campo, para escuchar música y poder concentrarme. Cuando me levanto con el altavoz pongo música, cuando estoy en el vestuario pongo música y pues para concentrarme sí antes de los partidos, pero me pongo con cascos. Bueno, cuando estoy con mis amigos más por la noche así escucho Morat, cuando voy a motivarme para un partido Davey o Mike Towers y pues de normal con mi padre y así escucho Eminem y 50 Cent. Suelo ir bastante con los cascos porque al final puedo desconectar muy rápido con ellos y me concentro solo en escuchar música y me siento muy relajado.
That will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.